All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome. This is the first episode, official first episode of Football Religion, baby. First thing I want to say is Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Welcome to this first episode, inaugural episode of Football Religion. So, what we will be doing in this episode of Football Religion is getting our feet wet into the NFL. We're not going to worry about the NCAA just yet because all of those things have not come to terms yet of what is happening, starting quarterbacks and such and such and such and such and such. So, all of the teams of the NFL have been sent to do their respective camps. They are now in mini camps, all mandatory. Unfortunately, some information has come out about that. One of the things is that certain players have not reported to their respective camps. Namely, the man named, what is his name? The man named here we are. Okay. The man named Aaron Rodgers, he is not in camp. And I'm not understanding why this man is not in camp. First of all, he didn't play last season because of a hurt ankle, Achilles, or whatever was wrong with him. I believe it was his Achilles. And so now he's not even in to practice and get it ready for the new season. I find that to be irresponsible on Aaron Rodgers' part, especially since he's with a new team, new coordinators, new coaches, and blah, 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 and you did not do the work last season. So therefore, you're cold. Your only thing that's going to happen is you probably end up getting hurt again the same way you did last year. And that's unacceptable to me, especially if you want to have a good season. Let's see. Dak Prescott is looking good in camp. I find that. Okay, that's good. Higgins, the wide receiver for the Bengals, he's been hit with the franchise tag because he's trying to get more money and to play for the Bengals, but he has said that he wants to retire a Bengal, so that's a good thing. So you know what I'm saying? Let's give the man some money. He wants to do what he wants to do. The Super Bowl rings of the Chiefs has been revealed. It's a very pretty ring. If you get a chance, look at it. It also opens up like a transformer. It's pretty cool. So, check it out. Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence, he got a extension on his contract with the Jaguars. And, man, right now he's matched to make about the same as Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? He's a great quarterback. So I'm looking forward to what the Jaguars do this season. They ended up choking last year at the end because of the surge of the Houston Texans, which was very impressive, I might add. And so now we're gonna see what Jacksonville does this new season. I was hoping that they would have made the playoffs, but they didn't. The New York Giants, my team. Go Giants, go Giants, go Giants. Malik Neighbors, the signee that we just took the draft. Mr. Malik Neighbors out of LSU. He has been a tremendous weapon in training camp for the Giants. So I hope we do still have the quarterback, Daniel Jones. I do hope that they find a rhythm and can have some success. I'm not going to go all out and be like, yo, Daniel Jones is going to bring us to the promised land. No, I will never be a weird fan like that and be like, yeah, the Giants are going to the Super Bowl. You'll never hear that from me. I mean, if we get a team like that, then yeah, I'm out there. I'm going to make it happen. First things first, let me try to get some people to come and see what we are doing. And that would be nice. See if we can get some people out here to enjoy this. Yeah, so let's go. Let's just share it out, right? And that way we do that. And then let's go back to our live. All right. So what else we got in the news? Let's see. So the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers, you know, they're coming along in camp, and they're looking not too bad. So of course their quarterback is Justin Herbert. I will be able to tell you more about who's on what team and when as we get closer to the season. I'll have that information for you. The Lions have signed a UFL kicker to a 2-year contract, who was apparently a beast in the UFL. If you have any comments on the UFL, please tell me. I am not that knowledgeable about the UFL. I personally do not like spring football, but I'm not knocking it. Football is football. If you love it, please love it, enjoy it. But tell me or tell us so we can all be knowledgeable of that league. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Yeah, the wide receiver T. Higgins. Yeah, he signed his franchise tag. I said that already. All right, so this is a big deal this year. A lot of games, unfortunately. And I'm very upset about this. I'm mad at the NFL. You have enough money to be God yourselves. For you to now force people to go out and spend money to stream games is outrageous. I'm just going to, especially now that you've added another aspect to NFL with the gambling. So you're getting revenue from all sides. You're getting not only that, you don't give the players any revenue off of jersey sales. So you get jersey sales, you get ticket sales, you get the food that you serve in the stadium sales, you get the liquor sales for certain stadiums that have restaurants in them and have liquor licenses, especially those selling the beer. Because I don't know, have you ever bought a beer in a football stadium? I have, and they're usually nowhere short of $10 for a big cup, and the cup maybe be 24 ounces, maybe 20 ounces the most, maybe for $10. It's incredible. It's ridiculous. So to not only have that revenue, and then now you're going to say that you're going to start charging for streaming. Come on. I thought it was crazy when you started putting Thursday games on Amazon. I thought that was crazy. Now I find out the first game of the season, the first Thursday, which will be on September 5th. Matter of fact, let me let you know who that game will be with. Will be let's see real quick who the game is going to be with. Which is it's just crazy to me. I just don't understand how you get away with what you get away with. And I mean, And I get it. You got to do what you got to do. So, all right. So week 1, the very first game on Thursday night, September 5th at 8:20 p.m. It's saying NBC. Now, from what I understood, it was going to be on Peacock. But as of now, I see that they've retracted that. So let me make and say that it's been retracted, that they will be playing on NBC. So I will apologize and take that back on that game. But what I do see is that the Packers and Eagles game, which will be played in Corinthians Arena in Sao Paulo, Brazil, that game is going to be streamed on Peacock. So if you don't have a Peacock subscription to then you're gonna have to not be able to watch that game, or you're gonna have to go over somebody's house, or hopefully your local bar has it. Now, I'm not gonna say what establishments I work in because I don't need my work and my private life twisted. But I will say this: I do work in a restaurant. I do work somewhere that is technically a sports barish type of atmosphere, and I don't think we have Peacock. Now, I'll check on that and I will get back to you and let you know. But I don't think we have Peacock. So that, there's going to be a lot of games this year that will be streamed, and I'm very upset about that. Also, okay, so we didn't even go into week 1. So maybe that's what I should do, because I'm seeing a lot of things here that are interesting. First of all, for those that don't remember, last year, the opening weekend, which is also my birthday weekend, I also have that every year, my Sedan Bowl. Shout out to my people for the Sedan Bowl. But every year I have the very first weekend, I celebrate my birthday, as well as I watch all, of course, the opening weekend. And last year, the opening weekend game was featuring the Jets and the Buffalo Bills, and that was going to be the breakout game for Aaron Rodgers. Those that know, in the fourth play of the game, Aaron Rodgers went down with an Achilles injury, and he was out for the entire season. The Bills went on to lose that game, which was wild in itself. But we're going to say this. So the first Monday night game of the season is the San Francisco 49ers are hosting the New York Jets in San Francisco. And wow, that's so they put the Jets on again on Monday Night Football, even though they didn't make a playoff appearance. So let me explain something to you, how this works. So usually how the schedule is made, aside from, your division and your other opponents, how that goes, Thursday night games are usually, and I want to say usually they are games that usually feature a team that was in the playoffs the year before, or a divisional rival. So the first game of the season, as we know, is the Ravens at the Chiefs. So it's going to be a rematch of last year's AFC championship game, with the Ravens going to play the Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And usually those games go like that. Thursday, Sunday night, Monday games are usually games featuring teams that have been in the playoffs the year before. So in the case of the 49ers, of course, lost in the Super Bowl to the Chiefs. So they were in the playoffs, of course. So therefore, that is the featured team, and they are at home. But their team they're playing against is the Jets. So usually that's how that works. We have some interesting matchups, actually, for an opening weekend. So before I go all the way into the actual games, let me give it like this. So last year, the teams that went to the playoffs were, as it stands, we had the Buffalo Bills, we had the Dolphins, we had the Ravens, the Browns, and the Steelers. We had the Texans. We also had the Chiefs, right? In the NFC, we had the Cowboys. I have to go back and look. This is wow. All right, so we had the Cowboys. We had the Detroit Lions, the Buccaneers, the 49ers. And I'm not remembering, for some reason, I'm having a brain fart, and I'm not remembering who my wild card teams were on the NFC side. But like I said, this is all new. This is a new year, so give me time to catch up, and I'll know what's going on. So don't worry about it. So I'm looking at teams that will be just as good this year as were last year. I'm going to say the Chiefs and the Ravens. Definitely, right now, my number one team to do damage in the NFL this season are the Ravens. I'm going to go with them wholeheartedly, 100. The Texans are a team to worry about. Texans look good. They were surprising last year. The only thing that can ruin the Texans season is if the defenses of the league have figured out their quarterback. Yeah, if they figured out the Texans quarterback, and if that happens, well, we'll see what happens. But they're not in a very tough division. Excuse me. Their division is the AFC South. So they have the Texans have the Jaguars, the Titans, and the Colts all in the same division. So, it could go either way, depending on how the Jaguars do. Because, of course, we're hoping on Trevor Lawrence. I loved him at Clemson, so I would like to see what he can do. And he's been with the team to the end of his rookie contract. So let's see what happens with this year. The Dolphins are another team to be scared of, man. The Dolphins were hot out the gate last year, but then they slowed down. They ran into a little bit of opposition to different teams during the season last year. We can always go back and look. It's not even an issue. But my only thing about the Dolphins is if the Dolphins want to be successful into the postseason, they are going to need to win enough games to get home field advantage because there is no team that they can contend with in the AFC in January because most of the AFC teams that were in contention last year are outdoor cold weather teams. They played in what, -20 last year at the Chiefs last year. Oh my goodness, like nobody wants to play there. Chicago, Green Bay, Buffalo. You don't want to see those teams in November, December, January, or February at all in those cold weather stadiums. You just don't want it. You just don't want it, man. The Steelers. I am curious to see what the Steelers bring to the table this year. That whole division, that whole AFC North division, which is the Ravens, the Browns, the Steelers, and the Bengals. I am very interested to see what that happens this year because Joe Burrow didn't make the playoffs last year, and he was very upset. And he is a great quarterback. So I'm looking to see what they do. Let alone the Steelers now with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields backing him up. That's going to be really, really an interesting scenario. The Ravens, I already told you, are my right now as the season has not begun. My team to win the Super Bowl right now, today, are the Baltimore Ravens. I think that team is stacked. I think there's nobody that should be able to beat them. Uh, the only thing I think can beat them is themselves, or they get taken out with injury. That's basically the only thing I can say about that team. Uh, the Texans, yeah, the Chiefs, yeah. I'd like to see the Raiders be better. I mean, you got that beautiful stadium in Las Vegas. I would really like to see them do better. The AFC East, the Bills, Josh Allen, big fan, love the Bills. I would like to see them also have a run, but Chiefs always seem to get in your way. And this year the Ravens will get in your way. And the Bengals too. They're a problem. The Bengals are a problem. The Jets, the Patriots, prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about them. The AFC South, you got the Texans, the Jaguars. Yeah, those two. The Titans, revamped team. They're in a rebuilding stage. So I really can't say much about the Titans. Same with the Colts. They were plagued with injuries last year. I do like their quarterback, Anthony Richardson. Great quarterback, good running quarterback. I'm really curious to see how they pull out the gate. The Chargers, I mean, been a Chargers fan for years, man. They've never won a Super Bowl. They're another team that I hope, can get over the hump. And the Broncos, I don't know what to say about the Broncos until the Broncos do what the Broncos do. We're gonna find out. So let's see. The Eagles. Okay, so you know what? We're a couple of years off your Super Bowl win. And we're going back into this again. We're going to see what happens with the Eagles. The Cowboys, like I said, they're on their last season of their stars being on the team unless they get re-signed or they'll be traded away for draft picks or for other talent. So if the Dallas Cowboys are going to make a run, this is going to be their year. And I'm sorry, it's going to come out of desperation because you're going to split. That team is going to get broken up. It'll either be a rebuild team or it'll be a made team. And when I say that, there were teams that were made back in the 80s and 90s. One team that was the San Francisco 49ers. They spent all their money and went out and got every player that was worth anything. And they ended up winning Super Bowls with that formula. And it doesn't work all the time, but it does work sometimes. And can be one of those teams. The Giants, I don't really have any faith in you. I'm sorry, as a Giants fan. I would love to, make this happen. You're gonna have to excuse me for 1 minute because I have a phone call I have to answer. Hello. Hello, how are you? Thank you for calling, saying Happy Father's Day. I'm going to have to pause what I was doing at the moment. Okay, no problem.